Hello, welcome to my video, and today we're gonna talk about and react as well to WarOwl's video about the update that CSGO brought a couple of days out, and I just wanted to give my opinion and also give my part to it, and hopefully enjoy. And let's see the video.
Skirmish mode should match players against other players of equal rank, but not change the ranking at the end of the match. It's effectively practice. Oh, it's happening. Greetings, I the WarOwl greets you. In an unprecedented move, Valve has listened to me and added unranked matchmaking to Counter-Strike. But for real this time, scrimmage has been...
So a little bit background before we start into the talk. A little bit background to myself. Basically, all the time, I'm 24, 25, and specifically when I was younger, one of my uncles showed me Counter-Strike 1.6, and from there on, I started to play from school time. I know under 18, not really appropriate, so but basically my whole life I played Counter-Strike 1.6, then jumping to Source, then jumping to CSGO when it came out, and I always quite enjoyed it. And in relation to the cheater problem, I always had my couple of school friends I played with, and over the time we became a team. And like before it became free to play, in 2019, 18, I think it was 2018, it became free to play, and we always played together, and CSGO was basically a game you needed to pay. You always had the cheaters, but it was always, they were always in their world, so they were either spin botting or heavily visible, and or either on their own servers. So obviously we were pissed, but I would say I'm not really the best player, but when we were in a full squad with my school friends, we could like go close to Master Guardian. Like I think it is one of the ranks before the black ranks, the last 5 black ranks, and I was always the rank of double A case, but yeah, let's continue watching the video. Sorry.
Removed, and instead there's a slider to toggle on unranked or ranked competitive matchmaking. You can now play any of the maps in competitive and any of the maps unranked. This applies to Wingman and Danger Zone. You can now play with your friends who may be lower ranked and not as experienced without worrying about it hurting your rank. You can have fun playing Counter-Strike, believe it or not. You can also practice maps that you may not be familiar with, like Ancient, without worrying that it's going to mess up your rank. Basically, this has removed all ladder anxiety and has given you a way to play casually or to play for experimenting. One of the big problems with Counter-Strike, besides the cheating, is that it gets stale. And the reason it gets stale is because people aren't willing to put in the time commitment and they aren't willing to risk their rank to learn new maps. So let's say that I'm a global elite level Mirage player, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should play some Overpass and add Overpass to my repertoire, to my map pool. Well, I'm like a Master Guardian level Overpass player. I queue for it. I'm playing against global elite level players, and it's just not going to have a good time. I'm going to risk my rank. I'm not going to...
Yeah, with that point I totally agree in that sense, because I always, even when we were in a full squad, we never touched maps. I mean, in my squad I played before, we always had our favorite maps, I would say. So we always either played Mirage, or sometimes Dust, not always. So we had we played Mirage, Vertigo, which was also very unusual, but we just stick to it at some point. And then what was the other map? Inferno as well, and the German map, Overpass. Yeah, Overpass. So we were really good on these 3-4 maps, but we never touched any other maps. So for example, like one of the newer maps, or like the agency or office. I mean, we played a couple of times office, but it wasn't really our game, or map, I would say. But I totally agree with him. Yeah, let's continue.
To take the time to learn that, so I'll just keep queuing for Mirage all day. It gets stale. This update goes away to fix that and provide a way for us to kind of practice in peace. It's as important as ever that anyone in the world can pick up and play the game for free.
This is the worst decision they did.
Free to play was a mistake. You either have free to play and then a proper anti-cheat like Valorant, or you slap a price tag on that thing like Overwatch.
Yes.
Of course,
yes.
nobody would care to cheat at Overwatch.
Yes. I want to say, I totally agree. This was a mistake. Like, after it became free to play, it was unplayable. Even as a Prime player who had an account for a couple of years, it was unplayable. It was really, really unplayable. And like, I totally agree with him. That's why I made like over a year, one and a half years ago, I made the switch to Rainbow. And I have to say, I'm thinking now doing a comeback, but I still need to see if the community and if people, and even if my squad will join me coming back. Let's continue.
Nobody would care to be good at Overwatch. That brings us to the other big update here, a clear separation between Prime and not Prime. Now, you can't play ranked matchmaking and you can't get drops unless you have a Prime account. And you can't get a Prime account unless you pay. There's a paywall of $15, which is the original cost of Counter-Strike. So free-to-play players do not get access to all of that stuff. Non-Prime accounts no longer getting item drops and no longer getting XP where they can level up and become a Prime account, I think removes the incentive for idle bots. There's actually a lot of idle bots. I wonder how many of the millions of players are actually just bot accounts. So this kind of removes that avenue. I think that cheaters, when they lose their account, instead of paying $15 to get a new Prime account, you can probably pay a lot less to just get an account that's been leveled up with a bot. What does this mean for legitimate free-to-play players? All three of you. If you've already leveled up your account to Prime, you get to keep your Prime. Don't worry about that. If not, you got 2 weeks to pay up the money. Preventing free accounts from getting into the ranked matchmaking will prevent. It adds another layer against cheaters, but there's still going to be cheaters. This is a really good update. It's a step in the right direction, but part of me wonders if it is too little, too late. At my skill level in my region, matchmaking is unplayable. You wait over 20 minutes to get a match. You get a cheater every other game.
I totally agree. I mean, I don't know about the 20 minutes he just mentioned, but I totally agree. I mean, for me personally, I think because Valorant is now taking over, obviously, and because obviously CSGO, people need to stop playing CSGO. Otherwise, they're not going to do anything. But as I can see now, and me personally, and a lot of players, as he just mentioned, stop playing. And what I assume happened is that the player base dropped, and now basically they're doing something, but 8 years too late. I agree.
Get matched up against actual silver ranked players? I guess because nobody plays Counter-Strike anymore? They say there's like 25 million players. Where are they? They're not here. Is it just other regions? Is it Europe? India? Brazil?
Europe.
Americans don't like Counter-Strike.
I mean, not Germany.
I mean, all
and
the
not
good
UK.
players are playing third party and everyone else just went to Valorant. When I play Valorant, I press one button and in less than 5 minutes I'm matched up against players of equal skill. There's no cheaters. We're on 128 tick servers. Whether you like it or not, and whether you want to admit it or not, Counter-Strike has serious competition for the first time.
I mean, yes, it has a serious competition for the first time, but I would to go as far to say that it has taken the spot of CSGO, because they did basically what Valve haven't done for 8 years, and they ban cheaters, they have good matchmaking, as he mentioned, and yeah, I mean, they did just everything what CSGO didn't done. And having in mind that Valorant was developed by ex-CSGO developers is kind of ironic.
Valorant has come along and fixed a lot of the main problems of Counter-Strike. Guys, you don't understand. Added get bounding mins oriented and get bounding max oriented functions that return the axis aligned bounding box of an entity taking its current orientation into account. Listen to that voice. I could read patch notes for a living. I still think Counter-Strike is the superior competitive tactical shooter experience, especially on the pro level.
Yes, it is. Yes.
It's just very difficult to get to that experience. Valorant makes it really easy to get to that experience. So Valve really has to step up their game. This is a step in the right direction. Freaking finally. Hopefully they're getting serious about this because, Valorant, man. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm the WarOwl, and I still have no closer.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. He usually has a closer. 1 second. Let's check out this closer. 1 second. Da 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 da.
Boo! Free. I can't do it without laughing.
Oh my goodness. Nice one. But yeah, I mean, a little summary. Yes, I totally agree with all his points. Yeah, I mean, Valorant has taken CSGO spots. I stopped playing 1.5 years ago, but this update quite looks interesting. Or, as he mentioned, a step into the right direction. And I'm thinking to even make a comeback. We will see. We will see. We will see. But yeah, check out this video. I will post the link in the chat, not in the chat, in the video description. But yeah, it was a nice video. Good update. Hopefully they can now do something, or will do. And it looks like they're gonna do something. And yeah, bye bye. Hopefully we can see you in the next video.